And just make your mind up in your marriage to go, yes, this is who I'm with, and there's no other option in a sense. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, so you've got to look at the begin with the end in mind in a sense, you know.
Good.
And so,
that's good. Begin with the end in mind. That's really good.
Yeah.
Do I have a pen? Do you have a pen?
We need to write that down. That's good.
That's not mine.
We are recording,
So good. Yeah.
Not from me. That I didn't make that up by any means.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And so, right from the word go, as I said, I couldn't imagine myself with anybody else. You know, this is it, and we're going to get through this no matter what.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mike and Christelle podcast, where family meets faith and fun. Today we have been joined by our beautiful friends, Dan and Nat, and they have been kind enough to welcome us in their home so we can learn from their marriage and have a good time with them.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you like this episode, remember to press like and subscribe and leave a comment. Mm-hmm. So let's talk to Dan. Let's talk to Dan and Nat. So the first question that we have for you, Dan. Before we say any question, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Hello. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. Every time we see you work together, you go to church together, you are in the same office, you run a business, you own a business, very successful business, and you serve God at church. You are at the board of the church, and you've been service pastors at the church, and so many things you've done, and you are still married. Despite all those things.
Despite all that,
So tell us, how did you meet and how long have you been together?
So we've been together, I think, 26 years since I was 18.
You don't look that old. You look a bit wise.
So 26 years, and we've been married 23 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's a long time.
Yeah, it is. It goes quick, and
We just met through friends. My cousin was in a relationship with one of Dan's mates, and so we met through those guys, and haven't looked back.
What attracted you the most to your spouse? Like each one, you can start. Dan can start.
So. Yeah, it was instant for us. I don't know, we were quite young, of course. So I was 18 and Nat at the time was 16. And so, we kind of it just happened. So, I didn't have to think too much about it. But for me, it was Natty just
How
Nat.
old were you again?
I was 18.
18 and she was 16?
Yep.
What attracted you to this
Young fella.
Rugged.
Of course he's good looks back then. Back then.
It's going to happen to us all.
No, you're
old and grey.
No, you're still very good looking. But once we finally actually did meet, and we had dinner together and just talked for hours that first night, sort of thing. So it actually felt like we'd known each other forever.
Yeah.
And really, right from that day one, I just never saw myself with anybody else, So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's pretty instantaneous, as Dan said. So.
We understand you've been in love for 26 or more years, but what does your spouse do that gets your nerves? And how did you learn to live with it?
I don't know that I've got something that annoys me about Nat so much, but, like marriages, if you ask me 5 years ago, is marriage hard? I probably would have said, oh, no, it's fine. But I think, you go through seasons. Yeah. And as you get older, you probably get a little bit more stuck in your ways. And, and Natty and I have worked together for what is probably, 10 or 11 years now. And so we've had moments where we've really had to, work through things. And so there's nothing really that annoys me about that. I don't have a little pet hate or anything like that. But, but we've certainly had to change and want to change over the years, if you know what I mean. We haven't always been Christians. That'd be one big change, one big shift. Wow. But, so I think it's just rolling with the seasons and staying dedicated to each other in your mind, in your heart. Good. Because the rest will follow if you can get that right. But we've enjoyed marriage, but we've certainly had moments where we've struggled a little or a lot. But yeah, what do you reckon? Don't tell your pet hates.
You can tell us.
She'll have plenty. She'll have plenty.
Let me just say one.
Yes.
Only one.
Among hundreds.
And I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but just there is a dirty clothes basket in a corner of it, and somehow they just never make it though. And so constantly I'm just like, there is a basket right there. Just pick it up and pop it straight in there.
I think you're not the only one.
It's better where I put them. I don't want my clothes in amongst all the other clothes.
Convenient.
That's it.
Yeah.
And instead of putting the tea bag once I finish with it in the bin, I'll put it in the sink.
Yes.
It's like, seriously. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Do we stop there?
We could take up the whole podcast with things that I do that annoy Natalie. But anyway.
How do you cope with that when you see him doing that?
Physical assault generally.
No, these days, no. It's totally fine. It's not a drama. It was probably, again, when you talk seasons in your world and when you're raising kids, when you're picking up after your husband, you know, after a day spent of picking up after the kids, that's where it probably was more annoying rather than now.
Yeah.
But,
Did you decide just to do it for him, like, because it's not going to stay there?
Yeah.
So there's someone else to pick it up.
That's it.
Were you just doing it?
Look, I tried. I just, I don't know. Sometimes it's easier to do.
Magically gets cleaned up, mate. Isn't that what happened? I didn't even know Nat was doing it. I just thought, that it just sorts itself out. Well, it turns out
So funny. Must be
this
that
podcast has been helpful already. Mate. I didn't realise.
Oh goodness.
You mentioned before we started the podcast, that your children have all grown up. They've all left home, so you are living alone.
Yes.
So all that job is yours now. You can't call anyone to do it.
No.
You are cleaning all those stuff.
Except for my mum. She helps out on occasions, keeps me sane
Yeah, that's it.
between work and home life. So but yes, I do.
Next question.
Yeah, let's next question. Move on.
Yeah, we can stay on this, but someone is not very comfortable.
Yeah, that's right. Skeletons. That's it.
Okay, so you tell us. We all had perspective on marriage before we got married. So can you share with us what were your perspectives on marriage before, and when the reality kicked in, how did your perspective change, if it changed at all?
Yeah, so when we first got married, I was 21. We didn't become Christians until I was 24. So we had the time before marriage and then during marriage, which was, we were young, and a lot goes on when you're young, and we had kids young, and again, I wasn't a Christian. So a lot of mistakes, a lot of stuff to deal with. And so those years, I probably would say that I probably just expected marriage just to happen. I guess, you go to work, you come home, and, I probably expected that everything would be okay, and didn't realise the work you've got to put into it, that didn't realise that if you sow bad things into your marriage, but you got to deal with it sooner or later.
Wow, that's a good one.
And not necessarily just bad behaviour, although that's part of it, but just not being loving, not just being selfish, and not, just all the stuff, all the stuff that happens. Then you got pressure of kids and all that. But then after becoming a Christian, we really worked on, we went through a real time of healing and a time of, of getting to know each other, really. That was probably the big thing, and starting to enjoy each other. And our marriage turned around because it was, again, we were sowing good things in our marriage, so good things were starting to come of it, patience and, getting to know each other and be more caring.
Can you give us an example, just one practical thing? Yeah. One practical seed you sow in your marriage, and what fruit did you see, harvest you saw out of it? Yeah,
so patience would be one. Dealing with things, so not rushing to deal with stuff. If there's an issue to deal with deal with it.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where you don't have anything to deal with anymore and you need to move on.
Yeah, wow.
There's no use
good.
trying to dig up the past and all the time and
Yeah.
always have something to deal with. We absolutely drew a line in the sand at one season and just said, okay, that's enough. We're going to heal and move forward.
Yeah.
So healing from the stuff and then being patient with one another, and we're not I don't think we're great at that still. We don't necessarily give each other the time that we should, but that would be one. Just being patient with one another, being kind to one another.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
So
Nat?
good.
Yeah, I think probably early stages it was more along the lines of probably expectation of that I shouldn't have to book him in to spend a Saturday night with him. But Saturday night would rock around. This was pre-becoming Christians and really focusing on our family. But our lifestyle was very different back then. And so, the weekend would rock around and mates would rock up or, and so that was a struggle, that was a challenge, something to navigate early stages. And so it's all those little things that you expect something's going to happen naturally where you've just got to start to learn and grow together in a sense,
Yeah, and then when it doesn't happen, it's disappointing, isn't it? And I didn't put my family first, I just didn't. I would have thought that I maybe did, but I didn't put my family first.
When the boys are little sort of things and who's responsible, not who's responsible for what, but it was just very different back then to how dads are very, very, I suppose, very hands-on in this day and age, and but Dan's always been a great dad and totally our boys would would not be the young men that they are today if it wasn't for Dan. So really do appreciate that.
Okay, so what does your spouse do that makes you smile?
We like I said, we just enjoy each other's company. We don't necessarily entertain one another. We're at a bit of a different season again with the kids not being here now, and trying to make sure that we're not just living our own separate lives. And so we enjoy each other's company, but we don't sort of live in each other's because we work together as well. So we're probably not good at having fun.
But don't underestimate yourself. You are constantly, singing around the house or doing whatever. You always, you do make me smile constantly, just by the little things.
I'm great to live with. Oh, look, we just, I guess we're actually in a bit of a season at the moment. So the question was what makes Natty smile, I think. Is that right?
What makes you smile? What she does that makes you smile.
Vice versa.
Yeah. We play cards. Nat loves to play cards. Nat, the thing is, Nat loves to do stuff. And I don't. So when Nat's at her happiest when we're doing stuff.
Good.
And so I love that. I love to see when Nat's happy. I love to see her, enjoying herself.
So good.
So when she's happy, you smile.
And that's good.
That's right.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So just keep making her happy.
That's right.
Well, he does. It's all good. That's what I meant before. When, like you'll say a joke or you'll, do something like you were saying before.
So not for you, does he do that makes you smile?
Yeah. Well, just he jokes. He sings. He's a bit of a. You are a bit of a character. Like, there's always something.
So we would like you to give your thoughts to couples who may be watching or listening. They may have some expectations in their marriages that are unmet, or they may just be watching and think, how can I learn to go for 26 years too? Do you have any advice you can give to couples?
I would say just be kind to each other. Like there is so many different seasons in your marriage, and not all is going to be rosy, and not always is it going to be easy, and there's times that you have to, really fight hard and just make your mind up in your marriage to go, yes, this is who I'm with, and there's no other option in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, so you got to look at the, begin with the end in mind in a sense, and so.
Oh, that's good. Begin with the end in mind. That's really good.
Wherever a pen? Do you have a
We
pen?
need to write that down. That's good.
That's not mine.
We are
That's
recording,
Yeah,
so
we're recording. So
good.
good. Yeah.
not from me. That I didn't make that up. By any means.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and so right from the word go, as I said, I couldn't imagine myself with anybody else. This is it, and we're going to get through this no matter what. And so it's just it's tough. Like as Dan said before, we've had times where communication is really hard, and to our decision making and how we get around that, and there's. You hurt each other but you have fun together, and so it's so like marriage is highs and lows, and but it's just being kind in those seasons that you just need to go, okay, let's just be nice, not nice to each other for the nice sake, but just work through it, even though it's a hard situation. Let's just be kind, have grace for each other, and
So good. So good.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same. I think, marriage is, and Natty and I have had the added pressure, I guess, of working together.
Yeah.
Which I've mentioned a couple of times. I don't mean to make too big a deal of it, but it's a lot of time spent together, and a lot of pressure, and and then you come home and you try to wind down without talking about work. And,
wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and you guys would
those
know.
two. Yeah,
That's right. You guys would know what that feels like, and but I think what Natty said so true. You've got to make your mind up, and you've got to set your mind, because you have many temptations to think badly about your spouse.
Yeah.
To not trust them like you should, or not be patient like all the things that you can have. And I've found that if you can guard your mind and heart, I think the Bible says, doesn't it? If you can do that, you generally follow.
That's good.
But if you don't guard your heart and mind, even the little things become that big a deal.
So good.
That you could make some really bad choices.
Yeah.
And so we've made bad choices and we've done the wrong thing, but I think we've tried to guard our heart and mind, and that's probably been the main thing for us, I think, for me.
And just sharing with others as well. We've got a couple in our church who we've caught up with, on many occasions, and they are amazing. So they've actually been there, done that, and
good.
And so just to have somebody to bounce off what you're going through at that time is just super important.
And communication's the other one. Like I'm hopeless at communication. I'm actually good at communicating when I've got something to communicate. But when Natalie asks me to communicate, like how are you feeling or something like that, I find that hard, because I don't actually I don't process through talking. So if I've got a problem, I don't really want to talk about it, because for me it just makes it worse, because I just want to sort it or whatever. But I have found that all right, that might be better for me, but what's best for Nat?
Exactly.
And then actually when she's dragged it out of me, I've been better for it. And so that's probably been one of the tougher things, to be honest, because we deal things differently.
Yes.
You go through the same issue, and I might deal with it just by closing down. Nat deals with it by talking, if that's the way it is. Each is a need. There's no right or wrong, but it can make you feel like you're a part on an issue if you don't talk about it. So plenty of things to learn along the way.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The theme of this conversation is my imperfectly perfect marriage. We believe every marriage is imperfect. Yeah. We are not perfect, but we also believe that it can be enjoyable. And anything you would like to add on whatever you want couples to know on marriage, your thoughts on marriage in general? Yeah,
well, I love marriage. I love being married. Yeah. And but I think sometimes what we talked about before, an unrealistic expectation is that sometimes we have more tolerance for those outside our relationship, and rather than bringing that into our relationship. And so, just knowing that we are different and that's okay. I love being outdoors and doing stuff, and being around water, and Dan's idea of relaxing is reading a book inside, and so, but that's okay, but it's sort of like not having an unrealistic expectation of each other. Yeah. Of meeting those needs, but finding some way of, making that happen, sort of thing. So,
You've just mentioned something really important. Sometimes we are so kind to people outside. We laugh, we go to work, we talk to people, we are very nice people. And when you come home, all the nice...
Yeah.
It's finished.
Yeah.
The nice baker's dry.
Can't do anymore.
People smile. You smile after church like, hey, hello to everybody.
Yeah.
When
When you
you
get home,
enter the
like,
car, just in your car.
What happened to the smile? Where's the smile going?
Yeah, that's it.
I could see it really big. Where did it go?
I hope we all learn from that
Yeah.
statement. So we are about to play a game to see how well you know each other.
And so when you say we're going to play a game to know how well you know each other, and Natalie taps me on the hand, do you know what she's saying? Daniel, I expect that you know things about me. Don't let me down.
No.
Yes.
No, what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't no,
This
all
is
good.
going to be fun.
It's not a test, it's a game.
So, lots of fun.
Let's have fun and see
This might
how
be
well
one of the
you
other
can-
things that Natalie hates about me.
Okay, first.
So first question is, who is more romantic?
Oh, me, for sure.
Not you.
No, that would have to be Natalie.
That's good to be truthful.
Why do you think it's her?
Because it's reality.
It's the truth.
There's no
it's the truth.
thinking.
But, there's no getting around that.
That's why you think it's you.
Yeah, I'm very creative, and so
Yeah.
I just love. I'm just constantly thinking of different things. Probably again very seasonal. Not so much in this past season.
Yeah.
Got to get back into it.
Remember the season.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember the
Next
season.
one.
So who is the better cook?
Natalie.
I cook more, but I think he's got 2 dishes up his sleeve, and they're pretty good. But I do cook more.
It's all right to be a good cook when you only cook 2 things, though. Natalie is an amazing cook, and she cooks, after everything. She cooks, she's good at it, and there's no getting around that either. It turns out I'm a pretty
you started
rubbish
on that
husband,
one.
actually. Doesn't it?
So who is more adventurous?
That would be Natalie. Natalie.
Natalie. Good.
It seems like Nat is winning this
Yeah.
process.
She is.
I think we have the answer of this one. Who is messier?
I think probably me.
Yeah, I would say Nat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm very clean,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's
Yeah,
So
you can
if
be
there's-
clean but not organized.
Yeah.
You can
Yes,
be
it's,
organized
yes,
and not,
it's an organised
clean.
plan.
Yeah.
That's
If
I need a
if there's a
relax, it's
table,
messy.
Nat's got something on it. If there's, yes, I might put my clothes in the vicinity of the basket, but Natalie has little nests everywhere with all this sort of stuff. And,
There's a purpose to that.
yeah, of course. Yeah, but that's I win. I won one.
Finally, you have one.
Hey, the
okay.
best husband ever.
Yeah. Who has a better taste of music?
Oh, I have to say, Dan.
That would be me.
Yeah.
I can't
Finally,
even
you
tell
are
you.
catching up.
Yeah.
Things are turning.
Loves his music.
Your turn.
Yeah, we love
Okay.
music. We both love music, but
Yeah.
I drive that train really, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, who's the better driver?
Me.
Yeah, Nat
Oh
does.
my goodness.
So I think I'm a way better driver.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Would
Goes
you like to
without
ask
saying,
my
You
father?
believe in yourself on that.
but I
your father.
don't actually drive all that much. I don't like to drive. So Nat
Yeah.
loves Nat
I
loves to
drive
drive, and you know
everywhere.
why Nat loves to drive? Because
Why?
she loves to be in control. Natalie, that's right, my wife.
That is so
She
funny.
doesn't want to be told where to go. She wants
Yeah,
to
she
be-
doesn't want to come that close to hitting something.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or to be in a conversation like this when you should be looking at the road,
Yeah. Ooh, that's
Driving
good.
driving with one hand.
So who's most likely to ask for directions?
Natalie, would I ask for directions?
You
would I?
never know where to go. Constantly asking for directions.
But I don't ask people and strangers. I'd ask you.
Oh, we've got maps on our phones
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you'd be asking me where to go.
Yeah,
You're
I
in
ask
the
her where
driver's
to go.
seat.
I wouldn't pull over and ask a stranger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where I'm
No,
going.
I'm pretty,
I have
pretty
no idea.
organised. Yeah.
Honestly, I have no idea.
It's so fun. Okay, last one. Who is better in the better mood in the morning? Who is a morning? Which one's a morning person?
I'd have to say me.
I think I don't think any of us really wake up in a bad mood.
No,
Yeah.
We're not really all that moody.
Yeah. Like some people are morning
Yeah.
people. Like you might
Yeah.
not be moody, but you wake up, you're like you look
Ready
like
to
you want to
go.
go back to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people are like, oh, I'm awake.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
another
yeah.
day to conquer.
Yes.
I don't know. I'll say me. Nat will say her.
50-50.
I'm clearly right. It's like,
That is so
great.
good. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
No worries.
pleasure.
So
I
much.
hope you had some fun because we
Yeah.
had a lot of fun.
good. We appreciate it,
that's
guys.
great.
You're doing an amazing job. I think any help that we can give people in this
Yeah.
area is really
Yes.
important.
So good.
Because marriage is such a blessing.
Amen.
It's the greatest blessing that we have in our lives.
Yeah.
You know, as adult humans, and and to sow good seed in that area is so important.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. It's just being deliberate. But no, we really thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And remember, when family is healthy, the nation is healthy. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And see you next time. Bye.